Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to an all-new reaction and review. Tonight, guys, I'm taking a look at a dark comedy from 2002. One I've been kind of curious about checking out for quite a long time. In fact, well, ever since I first saw ads for it back in 2002. I don't know why I never got around to watching it, but damn it, I just never did. And, well, I got my hands on a copy of it recently, and I thought now would be a good time to finally sit down and watch it. The movie is Death to Smoochy, and I have been told a lot of very funny things about, this movie. A lot of people have told me that it is absolutely hilarious. Other people have told me that it is an absolute pile of shit. So basically, I've been getting kind of sort of like, at least from people who've told me about this movie, I've been getting kind of sort of like a middle of the fucking road kind of a, response. So this thing could, guys, this thing here could go either way. This thing here will either be an absolute gem, or it'll be a smoldering turd. Or there is that chance it'll just come off a little, but I kind of doubt that one, because I've noticed that movies I cover in this series are almost never just They're usually either really good or really shit. And, of course, I'm hoping for this one to fall into the really good territory, because the last couple of movies I've watched, not really that good. So, without further ado, it's time to kick back, relax, and check out Death to Smoochy. So, wait a minute here. So he says he's not going to compare Captain Kangaroo to Jesus Christ. Then he immediately compares Captain Kangaroo to Jesus Christ. Wow, that is really funny and really fucked up at the same time. I'm loving this movie, guys. So, Rainbow fucking Randolph's master plan to fucking sabotage the show was to put dick-shaped cookies in the bag. Okay. I thought maybe, you'd poison, maybe you'd make some, tainted cookies or something. Nah. Dick-shaped cookies, and goddammit, Smoochy's able to run with it. That's fucking amazing. Well, folks, this movie has taught me two things. Number one, charities are very evil. At least this charity is horribly evil. The fucking Parade of Hope. And two, children's television is one of the darkest corners in television. Which is actually kind of funny when you think about it. But now I don't think I'm ever going to be able to watch older fucking, children's shows, or even current children's shows, the same way ever the fuck again. Okay, lesson learned. Nazis love Smoochy. That's fucking awesome, dude. Okay, this movie has just taken a really dark turn. Mind you, guys, this movie is this movie is a pitch black fucking comedy. But yeah, when Robin Williams is dousing himself in fucking gasoline and threatening to light himself in the middle of Times Square, I call that a dark motherfucking turn. Guys, I'm gonna tell you, Robin fucking Williams is stealing the show here. I seriously have not seen a frickin', performance from him which is this good since I sat down and I watched fucking 1 hour photo. This is absolutely amazing stuff. Wow. I never thought I would see a movie which goes and sums up the entire film up to that point in the form of an ice show. That's really fucking creative, guys. It is creative and really goddamn cool. Well, folks, that was Death to Smoochy. And, well, I'm kind of happy it ends on a just fucking awesome song. Just hell yeah. That was awesome. All right. I'm gonna shut that off now. No matter how much I'd love to just sit here and just, you know, mellow out with that fucking song, I'm not going to. So, where to begin? When it comes to Death to Smoochy. Well, first of all, I should mention that, yeah, this film, when I was told that it was a dark comedy, I guess I'm used to, like, dark comedies that are really not all that dark, you know, where they happen to lean into, like, a darker, like, territory, but they really don't stay there. While Death to Smoochy is so goddamn dark, folks, this thing here travels directly into dark fucking, like, territory within the first 5 minutes and never leaves. This movie is basically all about the darkest part of the world of children's television, and goddamn it, it is fucking hilarious. I'd like to talk about the acting before I get into writing. I know I normally talk about writing first, but I have to talk about the acting here. Robin Williams, as well as the rest of the cast, are absolutely amazing, but I do have to cite Robin Williams above everybody else. He steals the show here. The reason why he steals the show, or I mean, at least why I think he does, is because, well, first of all, I am a fan of Robin Williams. That honestly is not a big shocker to anyone, I don't think. But, you see, I have noticed that his best works are not when he's playing the ultra wacky characters like he does in fucking, like, Aladdin or in, you know, like, Good Morning Vietnam or Mrs. Doubtfire, where he's trying to play up things that are, like, really wacky. Well, Doubtfire's not totally, you know, the wacky usual, but, you know, I always feel that Robin Williams is best when he's playing a broken character, when he is not playing a lovable maniac, when he's playing a truly frightening maniac. And I can cite 3 films where he plays that perfectly. One of them is 1 Hour Photo, which still stands to me as the best thing Robin Williams has ever made. Another one is his guest appearance on Law & Order Special Victims Unit. The third is Death to Smoochy. Yeah, guys, he plays such a broken lunatic in this film, where he seriously is able to show that he is both funny and able to do a ton of really deep drama in the few scenes where they ask him to actually play it up a little bit more serious. And mind you guys, Robin Williams is sitting there and he is just running away with everything, and everybody else is trying desperately to keep up. And goddammit, they actually kind of sort of do. I mean, guys, the acting in this film is absolutely spot on. There is not a single spot where I feel that there could have been an improvement. This thing is like acting perfection. You have a bunch of people who know how to do comedy and know how to do it very well, and you're asking them to go into a slightly darker realm of comedy, and goddammit, every single one of them take it and they run with it masterfully. Now that's probably because the writing was so goddamn good. I would like to now cover writing. So, as I've stated, this is a dark comedy, and it is easy possible for a writer to take a film, and they could be shooting for dark comedy, and it could go right into drama, thriller, or even fucking horror territory if it's not written well. And this film skirts very close to hitting all of those extremes. Well, honestly, maybe not horror, but I mean, you know, there actually are moments where there actually is tension and there is drama. But seriously, it doesn't fall in there so fucking far that you completely forget that you are watching a comedy. It is still able to stay well rooted into the realm of comedy, even when it's trying to be a little bit deep, and that is something that you should be looking for in something which is masterfully written. The writing here, I normally, guys, can talk about things like pacing and all this other shit, and I can find problems, but there are no pacing issues, guys. This thing here is a very tight 1 hour and 49 minutes, and not a second of it drags. There is not a single scene here which could possibly be cut. There is nothing here which could have been worked out better. Everything here is, you know, paced out perfectly. So that means that not only is the writing good and the acting great, but I can also praise the editing I can also praise the editors for taking this thing and giving it that perfect amount of flow. Music. Well, first of all, since this is basically about the darker corners of children's television, of course, Smoochy does happen to do a lot of singing and dancing and all this other happy horse shit. And all those songs are really kind of funny. I mean, come on, there is one song in here, and it's Smoochy singing to a bunch of kids, and it's just basically about how your stepdad isn't mean. He's just fucking adjusting. It's funny. It is funny. It's witty. It's clever. I loved the music in this thing. I mean, because, guys, again, based on children's television, everything here is kind of sort of a, like, spoof on all of the ultra saccharine bullshit that plays during children's television, and goddammit, it works very, very well. By the way, going back to writing for just a sec, because I just mentioned the, fucking, like, wittiness of the songs, that also is another positive in terms of writing, is just that the writing here is very, very sharp, and it's very, very witty. And you really would need a fantastic cast to take something like this and make it work. So now I'm segueing back into acting. Yes, casting was great. Yeah, guys, I'm kind of sort of bouncing around here, so just don't mind me. But yeah, guys, it's like this film is everything you could possibly want in a dark comedy in terms of acting, writing, music. The editing is really good. I'm just trying to think if there's any negatives to this thing I can think of. It's like, well, now mind you, this one here is not really a negative with me, but this might be a negative for you. If you're not into dark comedy, you're not going to like this, because, guys, I mentioned it earlier, this film gets ridiculously dark. Where almost the entire mood of the film goes almost pitch black. And if you're not into that, if that's something which may very easily, like, turn you off, then you're not going to like this. And that again ties in with writing, acting, everything else. This movie gets ridiculously bleak while still trying to play up a little bit for laughs, and it certainly works, at least for me. I might as well cover lighting. I normally, guys, don't have a whole lot to say about lighting unless I'm bitching about it. But this thing has a lot of very, very good atmospheric lighting, very, very good emotional lighting, where basically the lighting helps set the tone for the scene, and it's done in a slightly like stylistic fashion at times. It looks very, very good. The lighting overall is really good. Again, though, this is from Warner Brothers, isn't it? Yeah, this movie is from Warner Brothers. So, because it's a big fucking studio film, at least halfway decent lighting should always be expected. Same thing also goes with fucking camera work. That's why I don't talk about the camera unless it's something that has to be mentioned. And really, guys, there really is nothing here that is ultra special when it comes to camera work. Like, nothing here is horrible, but nothing here is going to, like, set the world on fire. So, just sort of thought I'd mention that you honestly are not going to be, dazzled by any kind of special, like, camera, like, techniques and shit in this film. Now, all in all, can I recommend Death to Smoochy? Yes, I can. Oh, fuck yes, I can highly recommend this film. Again, though, I do have to warn. You guys are looking here at one of the blackest comedies I've ever seen, and if dark comedy is not quite your thing, you're not going to like this. In fact, I, guys, would almost venture to say that even guys, if you're just kind of into dark comedy, this thing might be a little bit too dark for you. I am just warning you guys, because I know some people out there are not really into the darker humor, like dark humor, gallows humor, all that kind of shit. This thing, guys, is basically the fucking... Now, this is sort of the comedic equivalent to a black hole. There is nothing happy or positive escaping this thing. It's going to be all bleak and funny as shit for almost 2 hours. And goddammit, it works very, very well. I would highly recommend this film. And before anyone asks if this thing is going to make it into the top 5 this year, I'm going to have to sadly say no. And that, guys, is simply because The top 5 is kind of sort of locked in. I just have to figure out what fucking order to put them in. Yeah, I've already had five movies which are that good. If I hadn't have covered those, this sucker would certainly have launched its ass right into the top 5 without question. That guy should tell you how good this is, and actually the quality of some of the other movies I've covered this year. The very fact that this thing is getting basically, screwed out of a spot amongst the best films I've covered this year, simply on the grounds that I've seen a few films which are a hell of a lot better, should tell you that, yeah, I like this thing. The very fact I was almost contemplating it, putting this thing in amongst the best this year, that should tell you something. This movie is funny, it's witty, it's sharp, and again, I love really dark humor, and goddammit, this film is basically about as dark as you can get when it comes to comedy. So yeah, guys, go out, pick it up, check it out. This thing might actually be on Netflix. I'm not totally sure. If it is, go ahead, guys, and just fucking give it a watch. And also, even if you're not really into dark comedy, if you've never really tried it out, this one might actually be a good way to kind of sort of get you into darker humor. But I do have to mind you that nothing else is going to get as dark as this. So basically, if you are able to enjoy this, then basically stuff like fucking Snatch will just basically be. I mean, then stuff like Snatch will seem kind of. And I'm mentioning Snatch because I covered Snatch earlier this year. Snatch will seem a little bit brighter and happier by fucking comparison. And for those of you who have seen Snatch and you haven't seen this, I want you to let that sink in a little. So, so yeah, guys. Yeah, again, I highly recommend Smoochy. This movie was fucking amazing. And with that, we come to the close of another reaction and review. Until next time, ladies and gentlemen, take care, and I will see you all in the near future. Peace.